Welcome, everyone. This month, if you didn't already know, is Women's History Month. And we are acknowledging every day of this month women who've walked the path ahead of us, in that they have done something extraordinary just by being who they are, or they intentionally set out on a path to make the lives of future women better. So today I'm here with a colleague, a beautiful girlfriend, a soul sister, Sandra Barker. And welcome, Sandra. She's joining us from Atlanta.
Hello, Laurel. I'm so excited to be here. I love being able to talk about amazing women.
Before we go any farther, I just want to say to you and to all who are watching that, Sandra, you are a woman who I want to honor and acknowledge for being an amazing woman just by being who you are. You are a leader. You inspire others to be better because of the model that you set. You really are just you're a compassionate woman, and you show that in everything that you do. So I honor you today.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So please share with everyone watching this amazing woman that you want to acknowledge.
Well, I would like to acknowledge my maternal grandmother. Her name is Una Barker. She has just been so instrumental in my life. She has now gone on, so she is my angel that I just love all the lessons she has taught me and just her experience in life. I just find them so helpful as I continue my journey as a woman, inspiring other women and just my faith and where my strength comes from. So my grandma Una B, she is the woman that I'd like to honor today.
Well, thank you so much. Would you share some of the memories that you have of the things that Una did that were outstanding and impacted your life?
Well, initially, I would say she she moved her family from Guyana, South America, to the United States. And so because of her doing so, I am able to be an American in this beautiful nation. This is a historic month, Women's History Month. There are so many things that are going on, and it's just allowed for me to reflect on her journey. And because of her coming to the United States, bringing her children to the United States, and this was a critical decision for her because this is pretty much the catalyst that led to her and my grandfather divorcing because he wanted to stay in South America and she was determined she wanted a future for her family. And so she chose to move to United States. So that's one of the most impressing things I think she did with 7 children. She decided she was going to come here and start a future for herself. Some of the kids were already older and had moved here, and so she wanted to bring the rest of children here. So she did just that. And one of those children was my mom. So we are literally, our family had an opportunity to come here because of her grit and her courage to come to the United States. So that's
Well,
one of the first things.
can I just say on that note, like, OMG, like that's before internet. That's before women had the rights to vote,
Yeah.
let alone, I don't know, did she have her own bank account? That's amazing that she did that. That's like, honestly, just that's a lot
It
just in
is, it
itself.
is. And so when you think about the people and the women specifically that have impacted your life, my grandma, to know that she had that faith and that strength in herself, and she wanted and desired more for her children, to me, that is just, something that I always hold so deep to myself, especially now being a mom and just her faith, her amazing faith. She would always tell me, Sandy, don't allow people to read and spell for you. And so wherever I go, I would remember that being in corporate America and thinking about choices and opportunities, and maybe there was a situation where I wasn't being allowed to do the work that I desired to do and to have the passion that I want. I would always remember her telling me, don't allow for people to read and spell for you. You can think for yourself, you can take the time to learn, but it's important that you do that. So when we talk about that inner strength, that inner guidance, that inner faith that you have, that's where I draw that energy from, because I remember her teaching me those values, So pretty remarkable woman to me and my family members and so many other people who had the opportunity to know and love her.
Well, that statement, like I'm just rolling it through my mind about how huge that statement is. Don't let people read and write for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we are so controlled by the stuff that we carry around with us. We
Yeah.
buy into stuff all day long that is not the truth of who we are or
Yeah.
how we are to be out there in the world. That is a profound statement, really.
Definitely, and I take it with me when I think about different situations, being at that we women talk about sitting at the table and having a seat at the table, and I remember being at the table thinking, "I don't like this table so much."
I love that. I love what you're saying, the metaphor there. That
Yes,
is
because we work so hard to get into these different positions, and then we will look around and we don't see people that look like us. We don't see people that truly value the things that we value in life, and it's like, "Hmm, I desire something different, and I desire my table to look different, to be more diverse, to have women that I can talk to and I can learn and grow from." So it just always stuck with me. And I definitely share it as often as I can with women because, we can decide the journey we take and we don't have to be afraid.
I just love everything that you just said. It's so impactful, and for those who are watching us live or on the replay, please leave your comments, and just make a statement and comment on what Sandy just said because it's it's something that we need to be able to talk about more and really rejoice in being being that person that's at the table with
Yeah.
others that
Yes,
we wanna be sitting next to shoulder.
definitely,
So,
definitely.
reach out to other women today, just, other people in general for
Yeah,
sure, but because it's Women's History Month, it's about lifting up other women, being that woman that others wanna reach out to empower, to invite to the table. Uh,
that's it. That's it exactly. Bring others to the table. You don't have to sit at the table that you don't desire to. You create that table and you sit with the people that you can learn and grow and inspire and work together, definitely.
I love that. If you're familiar with Laurel Langmeyer, she has her big table. You get invited to her big table, and that comes from the family gathering around the family business. But
Yes,
in the whole big picture scheme of things, what how we do us is how we do our life. So this is our business and
yes,
how we carry ourselves out there. What you do in your business is the same as what goes on in your personal life. So I just love the advice that your grandmother reiterates through you and your voice and how you are today, Sandra. So thank you so much for sharing Una Barker with us
yes,
today.
yes, yes. Thank you for having me and allowing me to share because it's so important that we remember those people that have been that guiding light for us in our lives and how we can, honor them by walking in those precious memories. I think of her courage, and it's like, wow, like you were comfortable enough to sacrifice so you could have a better future for your children. And so it's just inspiring to me daily.
To have such vision and conviction to
Yeah.
say, there's more. I just know there's more, and I'm just going to do it. And do you know approximately what year she came to the US?
So I'm not sure. I know she was around 40 years old, and I love that because when I think of, all the challenges she faced and just her boldness and being courageous and the people that she met, I love she tells me a story of she moved to Brooklyn, New York. And she tells me about working for this family, and they had an old Jewish grandma that the kids were, she was dealing with the kids, and the kids they were getting into everything. And so the grandma would always say, God bless them and God be with them. And so they grew up and just amazing people. And I remember her sharing that story with me. And on her deathbed in Ocala, I was there with her, and I was telling her that I was leaving, going back to New York, and I probably wouldn't be able to see her because she was transitioning. She had breast cancer. And so she opened her eyes and she looked at me and she said, Sandy, God bless you and God be with you. And she knew that was important. She knew I would understand that message she was sharing with me. So just a remarkable woman, the way she lived her life, the way I see her just have faith in herself and her abilities and just pouring out of love to others. So I'm just inspired by her totally.
Well, I'm inspired by you today, and I love that you shared her with us because there's such a deep message of conviction, determination, and you know, being the best version of yourself and seeing that in others. So thank you
Definitely.
so
Definitely.
much.
Thank you.